Hey guys, thanks for joining me today on Friday. TGIF guys, we made it to Friday. We're almost to the weekend. Hope you guys are having a fantastic morning. Well, I'm glad that we all survived the aftermath of the hash wars. Everybody made it. Bitcoin Cash did not crash the entire world. I'm going to check in with those jokers here in just a second and see how they're kind of holding stuff up. Didn't seem like they were doing a whole lot yesterday. Yesterday was kind of an exciting day. All eyes on Bitcoin Cash. For those of you who are who are in the Discord, we were trading Bcash like crazy yesterday, and also Mithril, which just got launched on Binance yesterday. So those were pretty good things to trade. We had a really good day yesterday, guys. Really good day yesterday for the trading. Let's see here. As always, if you guys have any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. Feel free to follow along at home with what we're doing. As always, not financial advice, just the ramblings of a madman who makes money with his Bitcoin. Fair enough. What's going on, Light Yagami? How we doing this morning? Malicious upload. Pleased you guys could join us this morning. Hope you guys are doing well. All right, so what to say this morning? Let's check in with hashwars.cash real quick and just see how those jokers are doing. So Bitcoin ABC still in the lead, followed closely by Bitcoin Unlimited. But look at that, Bitcoin SV. This is node count. Satoshi's Vision jumped pretty high in the node count. Now, what does that mean? And also the price is above what it was yesterday. Price is slowly rising. Price is slowly rising on ABC as well, guys. So this is, oh, look at that. It just went up $1. Oh my God, guys. It's the next Bitcoin. Next Bitcoin, guys. Oh God, this stuff's such trash. What's interesting is that they have twice as many nodes now. And if you guys, Craig Wright's tweets have been absolutely insane. I mean, this dude will just not stop. Let's go look at them real quick. I don't follow him because I have respect. Let's see here. Let's search for Professor Faustus. There we go. Dr. Craig S. Wright. Let's see what okay, so this was put out. This was a pinned tweet November 14th. And again, we were talking about this earlier. He says, if you switch to mine BCH, to all Bitcoin miners, if you switch to mine BCH, we may need to fund this with BTC. If we do, we sell for USD, and well, we think BTC market has no room, it tanks. Think about it, we will sell a lot. Consider that and have a nice day. BTC to 1,000 does not faze me. So this is all congruent on the fact that, oh yeah, by the way, they've got some music. Let me see, make sure my desktop audio is on. Good stuff. All right, so getting back to Craig Wright. If you guys look and see, so this is all congruent on the idea that Craig Wright has the money, has the Bitcoin to significantly drop the market. Now, does he probably have a lot of Bitcoin? Him and what the heck is his name? The guy who runs CoinGeek. I'm sure they do, because that man's a businessman. However, I mean, I don't think he's got the power. I don't think he's got the power to push this down. You can't. It's hard. What I do as a professional, it's very hard to apply any kind of technical analysis to this. This, to me, is all outside the range of just funny speculation. Or excuse me, all outside the range of any actionable information. And this is just all speculation. And, I don't base my trades based off things like this. However, you can see that they do move the markets. So yeah, blah, 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 blah. All right, so that's just something to keep in mind. Obviously, he feels pretty passionately about this, but in general, I think the dude's kind of a joker. Let's go check in with the hash wars, guys. So cash.coindance. See here, obviously, blah, blah, blah. All right, Bitcoin ABC still mining a shit ton of blocks. Last one 4 minutes ago, and we got a lot of pending blocks from Bitcoin SV, but they mined one a minute ago, 14 minutes ago, but obviously a lot more blocks being mined, it seems to me. Oh no, a lot more blocks being mined on SV right now. Okay, so let's go look down at the hashing power. So they have climbed from 30% up to 40%. Not bad. So the hashing rate on SV is still continuing to rise. Interesting. All right. How is this going to play out, guys? This is I mean, this really, like, I could really give a shit less. Like, to me, this is just like an absolute shit show. But let's go take a look. Let's go take a look and see. See what's happening. So it was BSV on Bitfinex. All right, and then we've got Babs. Yeah, let me get that cup of lemonade. How much is that going to be? It's going to be 2 Babs, please. 2 Babs. I'm going to need 2 Babs. Yeah, can I get some of that? Can I get some of that? Can I get some of that liquor? Yeah, that's going to be 2 Satoshi's Visions. Come on, dude. Okay. And let's switch this over to the 1 hour chart as well, so we can just see a little bit. Okay, cool. All right, so now BAB seems to be kind of flatlined. SV is still declining. All right, so really, I mean, so yeah, SV did reach a high of $218, and then it declined, and then it's been on a slight rise, slow grind up. This, you know, honestly, like you guys, this doesn't look very impressive. I mean, the prices haven't done anything spectacular. I mean, they've basically been flat since all this went down. I mean, this isn't significant movement. Now, I mean, if you're able to catch these measured moves from the top to the bottom, yeah, that's 74%. Yeah, so BAB was actually down as SV was reaching its peak, and now they just kind of equalized out. So yeah. BSV actually down 53% from its top, but that's after rising, guys. Keep in mind that's after. Why does this keep collapsing? That's frustrating. That's after rising like almost 90%. All right, now everything's just going to shit. So yeah, there's no technical analysis to be done on something like this. It's still too fresh. It's still too new. It needs to establish ranges. It needs to establish volumes of node, and there needs to be predictable patterns that we can play. But just something interesting to watch play out. Compared to the price of Bcash, though, like what was the price of Bcash? What was it? It plunged down to 250. So still, neither of them are able to retake the high of Bcash right now before the fork. So. Yeah, make of that what you will. Seems like SV's starting to make a good old college try of it, if you know what I'm saying. All right, let's see here. All right, thanks everybody for joining me this morning, as always. So let's get into it, guys. You know how we do. Let's go take a look at our Bitcoin. Starting off, looking at the daily chart. Not gonna lie, guys, does not look spectacular, guys. We are still trading below the close of the dump candle. Now that's not fantastic, guys. Now again, I know what you're all saying. I know, listen, your Fisher's reaching into your extreme oversold territory. Yep, that's true. Your RSI is oversold. Your MFI is oversold. Yeah, it's all true. And look at that, that's some pretty nice volume on that hammer candle. Yep. Then we have a little baby bitch hammer candle right there. And there's no signs, listen guys, there's no signs of a trend reversal yet. And I think these were absolutely fantastic opportunities to buy the dip. Again, you want to buy on red. You want to buy on red and sell on green. But we haven't seen the recovery that we'd like to see. Going over to the 12-hour chart, we can see the same thing. We did have that recovery. So purchasing anywhere in here would have given you that fantastic bounce opportunity. So I'm going to say that the average individual was able to get out here and most likely got out there. So it was a 1% bounce trade on BitMEX. Okay, cool, whatever. That's a 10% trade. Good opportunity right there. But still, guys, we got to be realistic, guys, and just look at the downside potential. Now, again, I think that we've got a lot of room to come back up. I think that we're trying to hold this lower floor right here. We could see yesterday's low there at 5,200. Actually, that was yesterday's close. Yeah, okay, so the daily low at 5,200. So below the daily low of 5,200, that's when I start to look down at 43.86, guys. And again, I was talking about this yesterday. We've got this, looking at the daily chart. We've got this descending channel that we were trading in for almost all the year, all right, respecting the 618 after we tested the bottom of it, okay, after the initial rebounds off 6K. And then we had a failed breakout, crashed all the way back down. establishing the support that is now the strong resistance level based off volume. And then we just flirted off of that for 1, 2, 3 bounces. And then we went absolutely flat sideways, had a little bit of spike up. Everybody got excited, but we weren't able to break above my my shorting stop right here, guys. So, and then we absolutely plummeted. So, and we came down. What's interesting though is I did draw this out this morning actually. So measuring from the swing low of Bitcoin's price movement here all the way down at 1757 to the swing high, we're actually down. We see that the 618 only got respected once. That's it. It was, well, I mean, completely disrespected here. But the 786 has been respected pretty well. You can see that that initial flash crash down, well, not flash crash, but, you know, crash down to 59.16. We respect the 786, and then we make a good attempt. Then we establish our channel with the next several bounces. And then, you know, so we've got the 786 right below us, and that's pretty congruent with the top of the channel right here. But breaking the 786, again, I'm looking at retesting the top of that channel or the support based on volume. And again, I'm not just pulling this stuff out of my ass, guys. Let's turn VPVR on, and we can see volume by price, okay? And we can see where do I have that support drawn. I have it drawn right at the top of the high volume node. Where do I have the second support drawn? Down at 29.31, right at the top of the high volume node. These are low volume node guys. Price tends to shoot through. Shout out to little baby bitch candles. Crypto friends, how we doing this morning? If we were able to shoot through basically the end of the support here, guys, which is basically where we're at, and we can see that we do, like you see how volatile price moves. They're just crazy wicks, stop loss hunts really down into low volume node areas, guys. Price moves very quickly through low volume node areas, and again, if we're looking to break that 786 Fibonacci retracement point at 51.9876, things don't look good. There's no support here, guys. There's no volume here. Now, can price turn around? Yeah, yes, it absolutely can. Price can do anything, but as a trader, you just have to look at statistical probabilities. DT, how we doing? Good morning to you. We just have to look at statistical probabilities. You know what I got to do, by the way, guys? I've got my Streamlab OBF set up for Twitch, and we get like way more viewership on YouTube. So I need to set it up so that it actually shows nice little flashing images on the screen when people sub or like or comment or whatever on YouTube. I'm going to have to do that maybe over the weekend. I've just been really busy, guys. Doing the Fisher Transform, Trading Crypto 101. That's probably not going to come out today. I'm sorry. I was trying to stick to a schedule of putting out the Trading Crypto 101s, but the market has been so absolutely insane this week, and I've been busy with trying to keep the premium signal channel updated that and trying to get in on all these trades that I just haven't had the time to work on it because it is a complex topic. You know, looking at the Fisher Transform, it's one of the most not complicated, but it's one of the most nuanced indicators that you can have. Learning how to set it, learning how to adjust it, understanding how it works, how to interpret it, how to use it as a predictive indicator instead of a lagging indicator like RSI or MFI. And so I've kind of got this challenge going on where I do have RSI and MFI, and I'm going to be doing that below Fisher Transform. And we're going to be looking as a team, we're going to be looking and trying to do this together live on air. Do that for sure, and when you can tips. Yeah, you know, we just got to reach that 1,000 subscribers, and we can enable super chats. You know, I was thinking about setting up a Patreon. I mean, people who are in the Premium Signals channel already, like if they come on and request a chart, I do that live for them, not a problem. I mean, I do that but they have access to that in the Signals channel, you know, in the Premium Discord. But I was thinking that, you know, if people wanted to come on, I generally look at a few chart requests, and if somebody like really wants me to do an in-depth analysis, all they have to do is like a super chat, you know, whatever, a couple bucks or something, and helps me keep these lights on, you know. I appreciate it, but you know, whatever, dude. I mostly do it for the love, man. All right, so getting back to what I was saying, yeah. So looking at average true range, guys. So the volatility of the market's average true range has yet to catch up with where we're at on price. And again, keep in mind this is the indicator that I have here is average true range trailing stops by Sylvain Vervoort. I think it's quite fantastic, but we can change that NATR multiplier to 1. So right now, if you're just looking at the average daily volatility of Bitcoin, your short stop is going to be your short stop is going to be at 58.22. Okay, if you're still in your short position, you can see that right here, and that's why you can see right here. Let me turn BPVR off. You can see right around this price range that price respects the ATR fairly well. Again, ATR is measuring the average true range, the average volatility, based on a look-back period. In this case, the look-back period is 5 candle bars for the daily chart. So what I like to do, however, is I generally set that to 3.5 or 2 so that I am fairly safe in my position. And so as you can see, when you're trend trading along with the market, so this strategy would have given you the indication to go short after this last dip at 74.16 when price actually crosses under, and then set your stop fairly high up here. But again, you're taking a risky position, but then it starts to level out. And you would have been, price would have never closed over your stop, so you're good there, and you would have been in your short all the way from 74.65 until now. All right, so that's one way to use this as a strategy and not just as an indicator. So really fantastic script to go check out, guys. It's by H. Potter. You guys can go find it on the Trading Views. Okay, so let's go and take a look at our 12-hour chart. 12-hour chart looks just kind of the same, man. You know, what do we have? We don't have the strong reversal candle right here. You know, yes, we wick down to our current daily low at 5,200. Obviously, that's a duh. And then we just have an inside bar candle on that. And now we have another inside bar candle. Unable to trade really above the highs. We're unable to close above the highs of the previous candle. We don't have, you know, a 50% candle where we close. You know, and that makes sense based off the lowered volume. And then again, now today's current 12-hour candle, which again closes in 6 hours and 42 minutes, is again trading inside that body. So until we get some movement here, guys, it's very hard to see like which direction we're going to go. Most likely, like based off of this, you know, looking back at the history of BTC and how things go, you generally, like, let's take this example right here. So you have a dump. And again, the price actions a little bit differently, but you have a fairly high volatile dump, and then a second one, and then a third one before you're actually able to recover. And for the guys in the Discord, like, never forget Skycoin. You know, let us not forget Skycoin. You know, because you guys know how I trade. Like, I like to buy on like huge, big, red, scary green, red candles, because that's a high reward, low risk trade. Because you can simply set your stop underneath the wick. And you're generally okay. Doing that right here would have gotten you stopped out. That's okay. You could have rebought on this one, and you would have popped up and got that nice trade. I mean, this is how bots do it. You know, this is how professional scalpers do it. Going over to the chart, going over to the chat. A malicious upload says, curious, what indicators should be used with trend patterns, horizontal support and resistance, VPVR, MACD, stochastic RSI cross, etc., etc.? I mean, wow, man. Let me try to break that down one piece at a time. I think that trend patterns should be a vital part of your trading strategy. Trading with the trend is generally the best thing that you want to do. So, for example, you generally increase the success. Like, let's just take one of my favorite indicators, the Fisher Transform. Now, the Fisher Transform is going to give you exit and entry signals way earlier than the RSI. The RSI is a lagging indicator, so it's much slower. And however, though, if you are in a downtrend, you're typically looking to take overbought or oversold signals. Let me see what my Fisher's set at here. There we go. That's a little better. And let me see that bullish divergence there and there. Okay. So you're typically wanting to take signals that are in line with the trend. And that will enhance your success, because then you're not counter trend trading. So if you're in a strong downtrend, you're typically not looking to go long until you see a reversal consolidation scenario like this. And generally, when you see a consolidation scenario like this, you're seeing that price is moving in a very tight range, and then you're going to see like pretty much high selling pressure right here. And it would have been okay. Like, yeah, did you experience drawdown? But again, look right here. Here's a good example. You're in the bottom of a downtrend, and then you start getting this massive high volume selling pressure right here. Higher selling pressure than you know, volume prior to what you're experiencing. Because at this point in time, you're only seeing this. You're not seeing the future. So that would have been a good candle to buy on, guys. If you're aggressively market buying on this candle, would have put you into the market somewhere around here, dipping below support and buying on a huge aggressive green candle. You can expect a bounce. So you can just take the scalp, which again, this is how bots trade, guys. This is how professional scalpers trade. They're taking the bounce to the upside because you know that sellers don't have an unlimited amount of capital, so that you can take advantage of. You're going to need a bigger coffee mug. Yeah, no, this is water. This is water. I only drink, believe it or not, as excited as I might seem to be sometimes, I only drink one small cup of coffee every morning. All right, cool. Check that out. This is all natural, guys. It's all natural. I just keep it in here because it keeps it cold. Nitin Soki asks, is the drop still expected over the weekend to 4,500? Well, listen, you know, technical analysis, guys. Listen, I'm not a palm reader, okay? So can I say that we're going to 4,500 over the weekend? No, nobody can. Let's focus on 5,200 first. So 5,200 is our new daily low. So below 4,200, then I'm starting to look at where our next support is. And again, guys, our next support, I got to go to the daily chart. Our next support is down here at 43.86. So is that potential? Yes, but like, let's deal with one thing at a time. Do I think that we're going to go there over the weekend? No, maybe it could happen on Monday, depending on how the traditional markets do. But I think more than likely not. I think more than likely we see a period of sideways consolidation, and then we can see where we're going to break out from that range. Again, current resistance before we get back into our previous trading range is at 61.60, and we might see some upside potential here if we can get a, God forbid, if we can get a daily candle close above yesterday's close at 56.03, so 5,600. Even better if we can get above yesterday's high at 56.44. Then I'm starting to feel like we're going to see a little bit of a bounce. I think that we'll probably experience a little bit more downside potential here. But again, until we break 51.98 or 786 retracement and 5,200 in congruence with that, so really that's a $2 range, so let's not split hairs. Below that, then I start to look at these lower levels, and I start to look at volume, and again, the oscillators at that point become completely unhelpful. In fact, at this point in time, the oscillators are completely unhelpful because yes, is the Fisher transform oversold? Is the RSI oversold? Like yes, but they can go on being oversold for quite a while. Let's see here. Yeah, malicious. I'm sorry that I got. Yeah, if you guys would like to pick up a Cracking Crypto coffee mug, make sure to check out crackingcryptocurrency.com/merch. Thanks, Scott. Malicious upload. Sorry, I stopped responding to your question. So what indicators should be used with trend patterns? I think that you can use almost any indicator in conjunction with a trend pattern. So if you want to use your stochastic, in fact, I have go check out my Trading Crypto 101 playlist. I have a 101 video on the stochastic oscillator, and a good way, there's a strategy embedded in there on how to use it in conjunction with a moving average to determine the trend of the market. So for example, like let's throw my I've got 10 indicators on here. What a bee's natch. All right, so let's take that one off. Okay. And okay, so let's throw my Cracking Crypto customized quadruple Fibonacci quad EMA strategy on here. So like for example, right, you've got your, let's take this one off so you don't get confused. All right, so here's your 55-day exponential moving average. So that's going to be your long. You can also put like a 100-day moving average on there, but I like to use like the 55. I like to use the Fibonacci numbers. So again, we can see here that if your 55-day moving average or whatever moving average you want to use, like a 30 simple moving average works pretty good. If that's tilted downward, and generally when price is underneath it, that means you're in a downtrend, and so that you can use your oscillator. Like let's say we zoom into a lower time frame here. Like let's say you're trading on the 1 hour chart. So the first thing you do is like zoom out to your higher time frames, right? And you know, you'd establish a position, you'd establish a time when, so like say for example right here, price goes underneath your 55-day moving average, also as do all your slow EMAs move underneath your 55-day moving average with moving average cross strategy. That is going to be your sell signal or your signal to go short. And then as long as those fast EMAs remain underneath your 55-day moving average, you're not looking to take long positions because you're trading against the dominant trend. You're only looking to take short positions, and as you can see here, so in this example, when your RSI or your Fisher transform or your stochastic becomes overbought, you'd be looking to enter into this position as a short and looking to enter into this position as a short, and then you'd be riding those shorts down. And that is a way to enhance the effectiveness of your strategy and not get as many losers because now your trend following. You can see it works beautifully in a strong downtrend. So like right here, for example, if you weren't actually to take long positions, like let's say you're not a professional trader. Let's say that you're just a recreational trader. So you've got maybe 2 to 3 hours a day to look at your trade and you're trying to trade longer term positions. Well, in this situation, like right here, once you see price move down below the 55-day EMA and you see all these smaller, all your fast EMAs also move down below the 55-day EMA, whichever signal you want to use, you're now knowing that you're looking for overbought positions in the marketplace to take to the short side. So then you can take that time period and zoom in because you're not going to get drastic overbought positions on your daily chart. So let's go back over here. And where was that? Like right around here. So you can see that if we zoom into that time period, this, I don't think this is the same, but this is just a good example, okay? So like right here, this is right around where your crossover occurs. So you get an overbought position on the Fisher transform and the RSI right here. Again, look, the Fisher gives you that signal far earlier than the RSI. The RSI actually gives it to you when price is already trending downwards. The Fisher transform hits the nail on the head right at the top. So that you're not looking to take the overbought position. Look, RSI and Fisher both give you an overbought position right here, but that's a very short trade. Okay, price is still underneath the 55-day moving average, even on the lower time frames here, even on the hourly time frame. And so you'd be looking to enter into a short here. And then you could look for overbought or oversold positions to exit, which you get here on the Fisher transform. The RSI doesn't really push you down there. MFI might have, depending on what your tolerance is. And then again, you get another overbought position on your Fisher transform and your RSI. So again, you're looking to either double on your short or if you already took profits to re-enter. Again, you get another signal here and here and here, and you're just riding the short all the way down, as opposed to, I mean, look at the profit that you're able to capture in that movement, as opposed to trying to counter trend trade, which is a scalping strategy, and you're taking overbought positions to the upside, and you're running into resistance very quickly, and then price moves against you. So if you're a recreational trader with only a few hours on your hands, I highly recommend not trading against the trend. Trading against the trend is high risk. Well, depending on how you do it. I like to do it in a fashion that's not high risk. It's high reward, but for somebody who's only can dedicate 2 to 3 hours a day and is manually trading, it can be high risk. So, all right. So getting back to our 12-hour chart, guys. Yeah. So today we're seeing a little bit of green, but not impressive volume. And again, this candle is going to close in 6 hours and 6.5 hours. So, I'm not overly impressed by this, guys. I was watching the BitMEX chart fairly closely last night and looking for a potential break to the upside. Why do I have that left price scale in there? I hate that when that happens. And looking for a potential break to the upside, but it didn't happen. We were butting up against that point of control. And again, even though I say that, what I posted in the Discord last night was that, guys, if we go and look at what I'm talking about, let's look at the 5-minute chart. So this is what we're seeing on the 5-minute chart. And we've established this trading range. So we've established this trading range with strong resistance right around here, guys. Strong resistance right around here, okay? And we've established fairly strong support, okay, in this range and also, I'd say, in this range. Now, those are wide margins, okay? I just did that on the top of my hat. But what I'm trying to say is, what trading ranges are for is to buy low and sell high and short high and cover low. So I said that probably the best thing to do in this market, guys, is look to start stacking up a short, because look at again, you could get stopped out on this trade. That's absolutely fine, but you have to look at your risk to reward ratio. You don't generally want to long resistance until you get confirmation of a breakout. We don't see the volume to confirm that, nor do we see the actual price action. We're not trading above any of these highs, okay? We're still forming lower highs right here, even on the 5-minute chart. So until you see a confirmed breakout, which again, if you want to take that bet and price yourself in now, that's fine. You've got your, ATR has got you, will provide for you a stop loss based on volatility. But the smarter thing to do in this trade, like let's say, for example, we're just targeting like this lower low, okay? Well, you've got your peak highs above you. So if you're looking for a statistically profitable trade, well, you have to measure out your risk. Okay, so obviously you're probably looking at setting your stop a little bit above resistance, and you're going to be targeting an area like this. Okay, well, you get a risk reward ratio of 3 to 1 right there, 2.95. But again, I'm just arbitrarily drawing this out. You could even be targeting these lower levels. So your downside potential there is low and your upside potential is high. And when you're not going to be right all the time, guys. Like I have a lot of losing trades, but I'm profitable in the long term because the trades that I do take have a greater return than they do have a risk. And so I've factored loss into my strategy. And anybody who is telling you that they are super, super accurate with their signals, just 100%, everything that they say, oh my God, look, the RSI is overbought, sell, sell, sell. I mean, they're selling you bullshit, guys. They're not traders. They don't do this for a living. They probably just started trading crypto when Ethereum hit $1,000. They probably got wrecked, and they're looking to fleece people like you to pay them $1,000 a month for their bullshit master course class, man. I'm just telling you, like, I've been doing this shit for 10 years. Before crypto was even crypto. I only got into trading crypto in 2016. But I was trading regular things before then. Let's see here. Going over to the chat. Crypto Friend says XRP will become the standard. Crypto Friends, I'm pretty sure that XRP should hire you as a mascot at this point. You're the Cracking Crypto's live stream morning show XRP mascot. You're hired. Jay Constant says, sorry, I couldn't take the losses anymore and sold everything. Ooh, hey, we'll see if that works out. Light Yagami says you're supposed to buy when there's blood in the streets. Yes, you are. Jay Constant said, did that for 9 months. Yeah, listen, but that's what I was talking about, guys. Like, I wasn't talking about buying the dip. And again, I'm not, just saying that I'm fantastic or incredible. But I mean, we're in a downtrend, and you don't, here you get, when you see this long volume and you're approaching support, yeah, that's a good opportunity where you can have low risk and buy the dip. Generally, you want to wait for a trend reversal, and you get that confirmation of trend reversal just looking at the daily chart here when you're actually starting to post higher daily highs above your previous bearish downtrend candles. So you actually do get reversal, and again, you break above resistance right here. And if you're charting your channel, you break above the 50% heart line. But you can also be buying on these high volume candles at the bottom of support with long tails down. And mapping out your horizontal support and resistance. I mean, this is a good area where you can take a swing because your stop loss is low, and you can be letting your winners run here. But the safest thing to have been doing in this market is to look for overbought positions and taking them to the short side. That's why we've seen such a migration over to BitMEX, because BitMEX, listen, I can't say enough good things about BitMEX, because were it not for BitMEX, the price of Bitcoin would have collapsed harder than it did. The reason that it didn't is because a lot of Bitcoin holders were able to move over to platforms like BitMEX and continue to trade, and therefore hold their Bitcoin and provide liquidity to the market. Because generally, when you're futures trading, you're also going to be slipping in some spot trading there on the side, and you're making profit, and it's so exciting that you're wanting to buy more Bitcoin to add to your bag. The more profitable that you are. So this is BitMEX has done really, really good things for the Bitcoin price, and so yeah. Let's go over and look at the chat. Let's see. So, asleep at the wheel. How we doing this morning? If you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. No, I like the first way you said it, man. Let's see here. Light Yagami says, you just helped some Wall Street bro put a down payment on his yacht. Yeah, that's one way to look at it for sure. Jay Constant, yes, true. I know it's probably a bad decision. Time will tell, man. Let's see here. Malicious upload. Yeah, fair enough, man. Thanks for the info. I may throw in the support resistance levels and something else in the future. Yeah, there's a lot to it, man. There's a lot to it. I mean, it can be fairly simple. I mean, I know people that are successful. There's YouTubers here that are doing what I'm doing, and they're just using basically moving averages, and they seem to know what they're talking about. I tend to use other things, but moving averages can be important. But I find that there's more accurate ways to look at them. But yeah, it is what it is. Like Yagami, Palm Beach newsletter. Yeah. Tia Tawari is a scammer, if you guys don't know that by now. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Light Yagami says, I've been trying to buy the bottoms and it's been working out. Right on, man. Jeffrey Gomez, hey, I am glad that you enjoyed that Fisher transform. Thank you for hitting me up for that. Daniel Clerks, hi, man. How you doing? Can you share your opinion on XRP for this moment? Learning a lot from your stream. Keep it up. And Jay Constant said, the good thing is I ate canned tuna and sour herring for 9 months and I'm ripped now. Right on, dude. Hey, loving it, dude. You know, I used to, listen, about 5 years ago, man, I was jacked. You may not believe that. And then I had a little baby daughter and started trading crypto. You know, on the plus side, I eat super healthy, man. I'm still in pretty good shape. But, man, I used to be jacked and I've lost a lot of my muscle. Cool with that, though. Cool with it. Cool with it. Getting older. Just trying to stay healthy. All right. Once Bitcoin goes to $225,000, then I'll just hire a personal trainer. All right, yeah, so let's we can go over and take a look at XRP. So again, I'm looking at aggregate XRP data, XRP USD, XRP Euro, and XRP JPY on Bitfinex, and that'll give us a little bit more of an accurate beat on price. But again, if you're looking for entry and exit positions, not so much. We'll look at the exchanges you want. Look at this crazy action. When you start to look at, yeah, guys, when you actually look at the other markets and not just XRP USD, there's something that we can do to make this better, though, and that's XRP BTC. Okay, cool. So that didn't make price much crazier. So XRP BTC is following fairly in line with XRP USD value when balanced out from the other fiat pairings. So let's go look at the daily. Okay, so XRP still holding in there pretty good, guys. We had this nice movement back up. All right, swing high to swing low is not the most fantastic thing right here. But we see the price did come down to test that 50% retracement, which is going to be right around this baby right here. Okay, cool. Not looking bad. Didn't come down to that 6.76. Doesn't have to hold. We can find support. Listen, here's our point of control, guys. Here's our point of control on the daily chart. Let's just take the downswing in, okay? And we can start to figure out what's going on. All right, so we can see the price. Look, here's our high volume node. And really, volume starts to fall off. And again, these metrics, this is price calculated through multiple currencies. So again, I'll look at XRP USD here in just a little bit. So that's what most people, I'm assuming, are trading on. But you can see that price does not like to hang out in these areas, guys. Once we, price likes to hang out in this area, and price is hanging out in this area again. But once we really go below that, once we really go below this area, you can see the price just moves quickly down. And when we retest that area, we see high volume nodes right here. Price likes to hang out. But once we go through that area again, price just zips right through, right? All the way up like a hot knife through butter, guys. So we've came down and tested the lows. We had a massive dumper on XRP right here and made a lot of people rich. All right. I don't know if you guys remember Ethereum when somebody dropped it all the way down to 10 cents and then price shot right back up to $300, but made people rich overnight. Let's see here. So price shot right back up, came right back down. All right. So now we're holding support on that point of control and we have an inside daily bar candle. Okay. Inside daily bar candle that wicked all the way up to test yesterday's close and yesterday's open, pretty much, guys. That's a spinning top indecision doji, so that means the price doesn't really know where it wants to go right now. So again, we just wait for a break of that. We wait for an inside bar break, guys. Above yesterday's daily close, then we can look at more measured movement to the upside. Looking at current resistance, we see that right above here, pretty much right at the top of this descending candle, and this is our dump candle right here. So Ripple really holding up, guys. We're still trading above the close of that dump candle, well above the low, and we're still above that point of control. We weren't actually able to close below the point of control. So basically, we were into a period of consolidation, and then we had a nice little run, and we're just right back where we started. We're just right back at that consolidation period, and generally this is more bullish than bearish. We see that the Fisher transform we've crossed below the zero line, but of course that makes natural sense. But we're not significantly overbought, so that to me is pretty good, guys, because basically if we were in an overbought situation, well, I guess I'm actually, to be more correct, that is not giving you as clear of a signal, because generally, okay, so we're crossing the zero line right here. If we were in an overbought situation, then we would be looking, that would be a strong signal that price is overbought at the point of control at previous support now, and we are looking to continue moving up. So that's actually more neutral. So we'll just see, guys. We'll wait for a break down below that point of control and yesterday's daily close. But yeah, today's obviously just kind of a neutral day. So let's look at the 12-hour, see if we can see a little bit more patterns. Okay, so we were able to come up yesterday on the 12-hour chart to yesterday's close. Wick down, but price held it back up. That is generally a bearish candle because that's generally a hanging man candle. And we can see that it did forestall a little bit of movement downwards. Looking at the 6-hour where we get some patterns here, guys. So still holding up below previous resistance. Not bad on the 6-hour chart. Again, still trading above that point of control. That's good. And we're in this on the 6-hour chart. We're pretty much in this. Okay, now. 6-hour chart still in that period of accumulation. So we're probably going to see sideways movement from here before another high volatility movement back up. I think this is a nice little attempted rally, but we're going to have, basically what we see is just shorts taking profit. That's what's really moving price up, not actually people buying in mass. All right, unfortunately not seeing people buying the dip in all genuineness. This is just individuals taking profits on their shorts, so price will move up, maybe replenish their bags, and then price will consolidate here, and then we'll just figure out where we're going. We're going to have to look at sentiment to really get a beat on where we think the market's going to go. So looking over at the chat, Malicious Upload says, I personally hate moving averages. Anyone ever taken a look into the Weiss wave volume indicator? Yes, I have. Light Yagami says XRP's YouTube has a bunch of videos being time released starting this AM, the weekend. A lot of the community thought something was happening on Friday, today. No, I don't know. We'll have to wait and look and see. Oh, you guys heard that. Let's see. You guys know what that means. It means we have a position. What was I looking at? 5? All right. Hope the Primos bought into that vibe when I told them to. Looking good, looking good, looking good. Got the alert set for that. Okay, so that means we can go take a look at what just popped up on my chart. ONT. Okay. All right, looking at that 160-minute chart. Okay, cool. All right, so not the position I was looking into getting into. This was my stop for looking at a potential entry in ONT here. Let's see what we got. Let's actually go and look at my... There we go. Coming up on that baseline conversion line. So the only thing that bugs me is this massive low volume node. But that baseline held once, but we did have that big. So this is what you're going to see, guys. Stop loss hunts down in the low volume node area. So you just want to be careful. So actually, I'm probably going to hold up on this one. Hold up on this one and wait for that steep dive down. All right, let's see here. And people in the DMs, guys, I got to respond to you after the show, guys. Okay, so XRP. So XRP USD plus XRP BTC on Bitfinex. So currently trading, let's go look at the daily. So we just take this into account. And it's the same thing that we saw, guys. I mean, the only thing we don't see here, the only thing that is included in this charts when you're looking at the USD and BTC pairings is the fact that on JPY and Euro, that you had some huge, massive wicks down. And yeah, we can see that, guys. Big stop hunts down, people buying up the dip. This looks way more positive to me than BTC right now at the moment, honestly. Holding that point of control real nicely, closing below, looking to close the daily candle below the close, below the open of yesterday. So that's not super fantastic, awesome, good. But again, we're right back to that consolidation period, guys. So we've got some good support here. We've got strong support, a lot of volume traded here, which means it's going to take more effort to drop us below that support to actually close below. And you can see we're only able to wick down, and you have limit orders being filled in these low volume node areas. So again, approaching that point of control, approaching support, and the fissure is fairly neutral at that 50% mark. So this could really go either way at this point. So we'll just look where look where the daily candle closes, and we'll try to get some semblance from that. 12-hour chart still trading lower. 6-hour chart. This now 6-hour chart looks a little bit more bearish, guys. Why? Because this is a 3-in-1 pattern. Okay, so you've got a nice bullish strong candle right here, and then you've got 3 bearish candles that are trading inside the body, and that is letting you know that, and you can see here from the falling volume, you've got way more buying volume than selling volume. This is generally a bullish candlestick pattern because it's letting you know that even with the selling pressure is not strong enough to actually push you below a time frame close below the open of your previous bullish candle. So 3 inside 1, that's generally a pretty good sign. Now looking at the 6-hour chart, zooming out and taking the consolidation period into account, we are still also closing above that point of control, so that looks pretty good. Indecision doji at the bottom of a downtrend, looking pretty good. This was a weak doji hammer, so it's whatever. But again, one thing that we want to keep in mind, guys, is that a lot of shorts taking profits at this point, and shorts covering, moving profits up, is going to push price up, because when shorts exit their profitable positions, which shorts are likely to do, then they have to cover, and that's buying BTC, and that moves price up. So we'll see if the shorts are just repacking their ammunition, and we'll see if we've got another run left in us. XRP, is it decoupling from Bitcoin price? We had the flippening, guys. So going to take a look at coin market cap, we can see that XRP still number 2. Now Ethereum trying to make a good go at it. Last night when I looked at the chart, it was 750 million. Now it's only about 500 million. So XRP closing that gap. That's because of XRP. That's XRP exiting the market a little bit. So let's close Dr. Craig, fuck his face. So yeah, guys, kind of an indecision day, man. I really think that I think XRP could hold this up. I'm thinking that we need to see. I see less of that bullish movement on Bitcoin than I do on Ripple. XRP actually looks more bullish to me. What's going on with Ethereum this morning? So Ethereum as well. Ethereum, again, we've got a low established at 167.06, and we came right down to that, but didn't actually close below it. Wick down just like we did on this nice volume hammer candle. Now, again, the jury's still kind of out on this. We're underneath the point of control, which obviously we were right here. We're at the bottom of the value area, and just looking at the daily chart, I mean, we're in this low volume node area, guys. Now, is this stop loss hunt potential territory, and we move back upwards into our high volume node areas? Yes, absolutely. But again, I drew these lines for a reason, guys. Drew the lines for a reason. All right, so looking at our daily support, we can see that this is actually be below 162.42, really below 162.42. Current price at 175.35. Below that, actually 163.38. Sorry. Below that, it's a super low volume node area, guys, and we don't have support until 99.77, guys. So that's why I say, and looking at breaking down into our channel, again, we broke sideways out of our channel, and we don't have a new pattern established yet. I mean, we could establish this as our pattern. So let's say we did that. Let's say that we tentatively are going to say that we now have a more sideways channel. Okay. First off, does it make sense? Okay, look for the line of best fit here. Okay. Does that seem to make sense? Okay. Well, again, 1, 2, 3. I mean, to me, that channel looks like hopium, though. Channel looks like hopium. You can see it because look at your 50% retracement line there. You can see the price consolidates around there and then gaps up, comes to the top of your channel. You've had 2 touches, so you do have a trend line. You do have 2 touches down here, so you do have a bottom trend line. And again, that's corresponding with your horizontal support and resistance. Now you have diagonal support and resistance. You also have volume support and resistance, okay? So again, that's why I say 163.38, really critical area to watch, because below that, I do not see support until we come down and retest the bearish trend line that we've been in. Well, excuse me, the more bearish trend line that we've been trading in for quite a while. Of volume is at 99.77, so $100, guys. 163 doesn't hold. I don't see anything below us to $100. And that's not as painful for me to say for Ethereum as it is for Bitcoin. But, you know, it is what it is, guys. Jay Constant says, all the alts will be gone in a couple of years except for Holo Hot. Let's see. What are your thoughts on the Weiss Wave volume indicator? I don't really have specific thoughts on it. I mean, I've played with it, but it's just not how I trade. So I haven't used it extensively. So I would have to take more of a look at it before I really give you an opinion. And do you ever use AutoView? Considering you do trading on Binance, it seems like it would be usefully. I wouldn't use it on BitMEX since the exchange times out a lot. Well, yeah, I mean, I have played around with AutoView. The only problem that I have with AutoView, let's see, he says, sorry, I didn't catch your question in the Twitch stream. Do you think it will keep going down? Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, or Hydro? Need to know what you're thinking. Yeah, I think that the charts look pretty bearish right now. Rest in peace, all-time high ETH buyers. Yeah, absolutely. My thoughts on AutoView. AutoView's okay. What's nice about, I guess what's nice about AutoView is that it, as opposed to like the Gunbot, AutoView will take your trades based off, you have to have TradingView like kept open on your computer, so you can't close TradingView. But it takes it'll initiate the trades based on the alerts that pop up. So there's actually a few seconds that it's faster than the Gunbot that actually is tied into your email and goes off your email alerts. There's actually a new one that I've been playing with that somebody in the Discord kind of put me onto, and it's called JewelBot. Now, I haven't really used it yet. The fee's about the same for AutoView, and again, just like Gunbot, it goes based off your emails. But one of the things that they've kind of fixed or claimed to have fixed, again, I haven't played with it myself, but they say that AutoView sometimes double triggers, meaning that it'll double initiate on a position, which has only happened to me once, but I know that some people have complained about it at length. And JewelBot says that it doesn't do that. So again, not hashtag not a sponsor. Use that at your own risk. Do your own research. I really know fuck all about it. I read their FAQ and all that stuff, but haven't really played out with it. I set alerts, man, and I'm just a manual trader, guys. That's how I like to trade. And that's what it is. Now I've got a lot of strategies for people that want to like code bots up, but it's very hard to find developers that I trust. And, there's certain proprietary ways that I trade that, if you guys pay attention, you'll pick it up. But for me to, and everybody wants me to make a course or a group or, a seminar, and you get that with the premium subscription, you get one-on-one mentorship. But still working on, it's a lot to package together, guys. But just, you watch the stream and you'll pick up like how I think about the markets, or how, listen, I'm not special, despite what my mother probably would tell me. But, this is just how somebody who's been doing this for a while, like, tends to look at the market. And they take, low risk, high reward positions. They wait for the trades to come to them. They look at volume, sentiment, support and resistance, your oscillator of choice, but with an understanding on how to read it. So he asks, do I think it will keep going down Bitcoin? Well, yeah, I mean, I do think so. I think that we're probably going to get a little bit of a bounce here with the shorts covering, but we might have already experienced that. I mean, not on the daily chart. I mean, if we just zoom down and look at the hourly chart, we can see we had a little bit of a bounce. And yeah, I mean, listen, one thing that people are saying is like, oh, this looks like an inverse head and shoulders. Okay, and well, maybe, yeah, that would be nice. That would validate my buy the dip statement earlier, when I was live streaming on the day. So, you know, if we did take a breakout, you know, that would put us up to around, you know, 59.20. Okay, that's a measured movement for the inverse head and shoulders from the neckline down to the bottom of the head. But, you know, if this is going to be an inverse head and shoulders, then it's really like a head and shoulders, because like generally you want to see like boom, price come down fairly quick. You want to see these patterns form out. So this is like the Hunchback of Notre Dame inverse head and shoulders if this does actually complete, and then we're able to break above. So like right now, like on the hourly chart, you know, like BTC has you in a long, okay, with a fairly loose stop, and your upside's high, but again, nothing really to write home to mom about, guys. Like I've been watching the 5-minute chart, but you've got like this resistance again, guys, and you've got like looking at the daily chart, like you've got to get above like at least yesterday's open before we're looking for that bounce. Or like God, like once this candle closes, when this candle closes, maybe we can look to get above this candle's open and then that candle's open. You just got to take these things one at a time. Again, our new daily low at 5,200, below 5,200 again, not seeing a lot of support. Got to go back and look at the daily chart. I'm gonna have to transfer those over. Again, you're looking at breaking, potentially testing the channel that we were trading in for quite a while, and your volume and horizontal support and resistance is right here, guys, at 43.86 by my count. So yeah, what's the likelihood? More that it goes down. We can take advantage of this bounce. But again, we just got to wait, be patient, take you know, technical analysis, guys, you got to take it one thing at a time, guys. So listen, if 5,200 gets broken, then maybe we can go down. Right now, we're holding that pretty good. We do have some good volume coming in, and we do have some potentially bullish patterns forming, but we've got to see if they play out. This is where you implement risk management strategy into your trading so that you can take profitable positions. So like right now, I mean, in the way that I look at it, I think that you're probably safer assuming that we're going to continue in a period of low volatility and that we're going to stay in a range trade for a while. So I think you're probably safer in your short at this point in time. That's exactly what I told everybody in the Discord. But again, you want to prepare yourself for a breakout trade. So you can aggressively market buy in with a tight stop so you don't get faded. Because I think a lot of people would be stepping in to fade that, and we just have to see, you know, are the buyers stronger or the sellers stronger? And that's what's going to depend on whether the movement plays out or not. Let's see. Going over to malicious upload. I think that is actually a trading view issue, but I could be mistaken. I've used bots quite a bit in the past, but as of now, only manually trade. Yeah. Light Yagami, if BTC goes in 4Ks, I'm going to take a flamethrower to my face. Wow. That's funny, dude. Sequence says, video that and post on YouTube for ad revenue to make up for loss. Well, hey, we're not making ad revenue right now, man. I'm not going to lie. I wish I was. I don't have enough subscribers. So make sure you guys smash that like button and click that subscribe button if you're not already. That would help keep the lights on. I can keep coming back every morning. Let's see here. Let's go and take a look over at sentiment, guys. We haven't looked at sentiment this morning. That's what we always do. All right, I want to thank our new subscribers. Let's see here. Hypolaristic, welcome. And Charles Eric Rolf. Welcome to the stream, guys. Pleased to have you on board. All right, so looking at Coin Farm. Yeah, I need 1,000 subscribers. We pretty much have the watch time, you know. But, you know, I'm not going to... Listen, I do pretty good. I do pretty good on the trading. And, you know, we've got supporters in the premium signals group and one-on-one mentorship program. So, you know, yeah, like would the ad revenue be nice? Like, I guess like that way I can justify like keeping the lights on here. But I enjoy doing this. I really do. And so I'll keep coming back as long as I can keep the lights on. Bitcoin goes to 4,000, it might be a little bit harder to keep the lights on. But again, I'm just going to continue trading futures. Yeah, you know, like actually I have yeah, for real. I I have somebody that can we get some TA on Stinky Linky? What the hell is Stinky Linky? Oh, Link. Okay, yeah, for sure. Yeah, we can take we can look at Link. I've actually been looking at Link. Let's see here. Why did the recent fork cause such a big sell-off? Well, okay, so there we're getting into the realm of speculation, where people are saying that either. So Craig Wright is saying that he sold off a lot of Bitcoin, you know, to rent hashing power, basically to pay off miners to mine Bcash. You know, people are saying that, you know, Jihan Wu warned that he would sell off Bitcoin to be able to rent hash power. Likely, it might be that, on top of the fact that just people are reacting to that, and people are reacting to the Bitcoin cash wars, and they're wanting to hedge a little bit, generally entering into short positions. You know, I mean, again, that's getting into the realm of speculation, so anybody could be right or wrong on that. I think that it kind of makes sense. You know, Craig Wright and Jihan Wu are both pretty big holders of Bitcoin, and so but whether they're actually selling in mass, I think most of them are just blowing smoke, dude. I mean, the biggest part is just, you know, like a reaction to your traditional, I'll allow it, Sequin. You seem nice. I will allow it. I'll check it out, man. It's so stupid, please don't judge. All right. Do I think Bitcoin's current price is still a bubble? No, I think that I think that the bubble's popped in the way that most people refer to that argument. I think we're now struggling to find what we've been struggling to find for a long time, which is what is a fair market value for Bitcoin? Like, where are we going to find a equilibrium where people are interested in buying or selling? And whether that occurs at 4,000 or 3,000 or 1,000, that's fine. I think that overall the value of Bitcoin speaks for itself, and we are going to see it move upwards fairly quickly. Well, okay. Sometimes just words come out of the mouth. You guys tried doing this live on air. I think that Bitcoin's value as a secure monetary store of value, cryptographically secured, decentralized, private. I think that value stands alone on its you know, just on its merits, and that individuals, the more time goes on and the longer Bitcoin hangs around, people are going to see that, and that's going to rise the value of Bitcoin, just like the value of any company would rise. You look at its value and what it offers, how it improves your life, and so Bitcoin improves your life because it gives you a safe store of value over time. If you just look at the history of Bitcoin, and you have to look at what's more statistically probable, pretty much every time you buy Bitcoin, if you're just patient, it becomes more valuable. So listen, like this, nothing would be extreme here, guys. Like if we look at Bitstamp data, okay, and we look at our weekly chart, okay, well, here. That's a pretty extreme one. Let's try this one out. Seems about right. That's a more extreme one. Yeah, I don't like that one. That one doesn't seem fair. But yeah, listen. That's my live example trying to do something that I see other people do. I should probably just stick to what I'm good at. But again, the point here I'm trying to make is that like we have seen these massive declines in Bitcoin's price. Like they've happened all the time. Like this looks small on the chart relative, but logarithmically, you can see that this is really nothing. This is a logarithmic chart of Bitcoin on the weekly going back all the way to 2011. And we can see that we have these massive dumps. I mean, look at the size of this dump compared to the size of this dump. This is nothing. This looks like more like healthy flag pennant consolidation down. All right, we have this huge massive run up, and then look at this. Look at the bear market, 2013 to 2015, guys. Like, it looks just the same. It looks exactly the same, and you can actually see kind of the same thing, guys. We see this kind of capitulation, right? Where price moves up. You know, we have a little bit of now again, I'll be real with you, it looks different, but we have a capitulation. Price moves up, drops back down. People panic. We get sideways consolidation. Price moves up, drops back down. So actually, this looks kind of similar, guys. This looks pretty similar. Doesn't drop down as far as the low, and then price moves up, obviously, as we see. But we see movements like this all the time in Bitcoin price action. Logarithmically, if you look at this weighted against all the other movements, you know, this isn't crazy scary. Okay, there we go. Now I can actually draw that sexy little, nope. Let's draw this sexy little trend line. Cool. That one works. That one probably works. There we go. Cool. Yeah. Now if I take that one and go back with it. Okay. So that one seems fairer to me. Okay, because we have way more touches on that one. We have 1, 2, 3. 3 touches on that one as opposed to 2. So here's, and again, how much weight do I give this? Not a whole lot. But again, this is something that I've seen on like TradingView a lot and other people's charts. Like, I don't do shit like this, but just looking at it, guys, like you can see that since the first touch back in August of 2015, Bitcoin's never broken this trend line. Always respected it. Always respected the trend line. And yeah, so we'll be looking at that pretty closely. So where is that at? Okay, so let's go back to our linear view and we can see where that's at. Okay, well, can we compare that? Let's look at the daily chart. Do I still got my sexy lines on here? No. Come back to the weekly chart. Okay, cool. Well, that's quite a ways below us, guys. I mean, again, that's you're talking 2,000 regions. Now, let's say we're slow on the way to get down there. Okay, again, 2,500s. So I don't think the price will go to $1,000. The only valid use I've seen of crypto is buying stuff from the black market, and I don't know if that's worth 5.6K a share. Well, that's an interesting and valid opinion, man. My personal opinion, you know, some people say that the dark web, Silk Road and the like, did a lot to help Bitcoin adoption. I actually argue against that. I think that Silk Road is single-handedly responsible for putting Bitcoin kind of in the area. And I think Bitcoin's price would actually be much higher right now because you would have gotten a different caliber of person interested in the technology and working to advance it. But unfortunately, it got associated with hackers and criminals, which is natural because that's, you know, that hacker-cracker mentality is obviously where this entire thing comes from in the first place. Going back to the crypto anarchists of the 80s and 90s in San Francisco who really like kind of generated all this. I mean, there were other attempts at Bitcoin in the 90s. There were other attempts at a cryptocurrency. But you know, Satoshi Nakamoto Satoshi took concepts that were out there and then brought them all together in a really beautiful way with a very basic programming language like assembly. Script, which codes like assembly. So I think that I disagree though, man. Like, I'm looking at the stuff that the IMF is doing with, now they're talking about establishing blockchain to handle international payments. Ripple actually people are saying that Ripple is looking to overtake Swift with their payment processing. Now again, like, just to be real, that actually has nothing to do with the Ripple token. Like Ripple's network processing international bank payments doesn't really have anything to do with the Ripple token. The Ripple token is just used to settle differences, and so it doesn't actually have to be valuable. So just keep in mind that the rise and fall of the Ripple token is purely based off sentiment. That doesn't mean that it's not a profitable investment. Just saying that that's what it is, guys. It has less to do with the Ripple payment network than most people believe. Yeah, I mean, to me, the role and value of Bitcoin itself is the fact that the government can't take my money and I don't have a centralized point of failure. And that if I follow all the proper security protocols, keep my money in cold storage, do everything that I'm supposed to do, then the government can't take my money, and you know, I'm not exposed to the security flaws and kind of the social engineering that you are with investing your money in a bank, guys. I mean, listen, like, let us not forget what happened in Greece during the financial recession. Like, let us not forget what happened in Italy. Like, these things can happen in America, and that shit can't happen to Bitcoin right now. Is it a perfect system? No. But you have some of the brightest minds and best coders working on Bitcoin and blockchain technology in the whole as a space. And I think that the argument that it can't process the transactions that it needs to be scaled out like Visa, I think that's a dumb argument because technology advances. And, you know, go back to Windows 95. Was Windows 95 going to be able to do all the cool stuff that you see right now and be able to let me run OBS over here and charts over here and talk to you guys live? You know, was dial-up internet going to be able to handle this bandwidth? No. But guess what? A couple decades later, we're good to go, man. So this is still a nascent space, guys. We're still growing, and we're seeing that excitement and enthusiasm in blockchain all the time, guys. The developers aren't stopping. They're just, I mean, if anything, things are ramping up. All right, heading over to the chat. Going to Web 3.0. Zan Poglahin. Hopefully I pronounced that right. What's going on? Michael says, I hope it's quick, but lately all the rumors are no bull run until 2020. Highly probable. Highly probable, especially if we dip down into the 4K, 3K region. When Forex and Nadex go poop? Potentially. Light Yagami, Link is supposed to be partnered with Swift. Just like Ripple was. 2018, and a lot of companies are trying to get into crypto. They don't want to spend money on it. Yeah, I mean, you always want to get in as cheap as possible, so we'll see that. What's going on, Lars? 2222 DK Freedom. I see. So do you think most of the people who own the shares at 5.6K right now are trying to make a quick buck, or are they people trying to use it legitimately? Well, overwhelmingly, they're trying to make a quick buck right now. Generally the only people trying to use Bitcoin legitimately right now are people that bought it at 1,000. Maybe 3,000, maybe 4,000. Yeah, I mean, overwhelmingly, like everybody that bought in like above 5,000, like they're in it for the money. And that's not a bad thing because speculators play a very important role in the marketplace, and that's to pass on risk. That is actually very real in the marketplace. That's the point of futures as well. So futures, all these things take a very good, speculation is actually a very critical component in the market. Do I think Bitcoin's real price is around 1K? No. Potentially right now, is it? Yes. But overall, compared to what it can do for the world as the better store of value and the better currency, I think it's with its limited deflationary supply, I think that the price of it is much, much higher than that. Higher than all-time highs. I really do. Now, again, that's my belief. That's my fundamental belief in Bitcoin. So, again, biased, true, honest, but it's what got me into the space in the first place, and it's been profitable to trade, even in a bear market, guys. So, I mean, we'll see. Time will tell. Because here's what you're going to see, man. It's really, really easy. You have to check your bias. It's really easy to be, and I'm not just saying that to you, but just in general, I have to check my bias all the time. It's really easy to be negative in a bear market and irrationally exuberant in a bull market. And so you start thinking the worst when price is going down, and you start thinking the best when price is going up. But typically, if Bitcoin's going to be around for a while, it's going to be cyclical. It's going to move up. It's going to move down. And you've seen that hype cycle. The bull bear market cheat sheet. Do I think that the fair market value price of Bitcoin right now is 5.6K? That's up to the speculators to decide. If they settle on that price, that's fine, because when you see the market right here, I mean, the market is settling in a fairly stable environment, saying that they think it's fair market value. And then you have the speculators step in, institutional speculators, and say, no, we don't feel that that's a fair price. We need to push it down. And we'll see what the speculators do from here. We tend to want to follow institutional investors and trade against retail investors. Let's see here. Going to the chat. Waiting for this false breakdown to enter along for the funding pump? Possible. Charles Eric Rolf. Can you do a TA on stocks? Mike Novogratz has a crypto fund called Galaxy Digital. Yes, I can do TA on stocks. I can take a look at it if you want me to. BTC to 1 million, Doge to 1,000. BTC to 100 million. Guys, if you don't mind, I'm going to step away from the microphone for about 45 seconds, so I will be right back. Please enjoy these smoothing tunes from Ryan Little. Until I return, I will be right back, guys. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. All right, so as I was saying, guys, let's see here. So say he asks, if crypto were to have real adoption into the economy, what do I think it would look like? I think that it wouldn't look terribly different than what we see now. I think that you would see some easy medium of payment. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Yep, yeah, I see him pouring in right now. Sorry, yeah, stream lag, yeah. So I got your messages, but yeah, there's a little bit of lag in the stream. Man, like, why does my thing keep wanting to auto update? That's annoying. All right, so let's save my charts real quick, just in case that happens again. And I can tell it, yes, go ahead, reload. For the love of God, fine. I give. Maybe it's this one. We're done looking at Babs USD. I'll keep it open though, so I'll use this to look at new charts for you guys. And let's see here. Shorts piling in, still pretty equal, guys. Still pretty equal. Looking at the last, nothing really impressive, guys. Nothing really impressive over the last few hours. We had some shorts open up, but still. People are mostly in their positions, guys. You know, people taking profits. You know, this was a lot of people taking profits, you know, covering. Yeah. That's exactly what it was. It was this piece of crap right here. All right. Chainlink and Oh, hold on. I did want to finish answering Seihi's question. If crypto were to have real adoption into the economy, what do I think it would look like? I think that you'd have an easy medium of payment. I think that you would see something like Bitcoin acting as universal gold, and you would have some solution like the Lightning Network. Most likely, like if I'm talking about ease, like you know what really I think is cool, and I'm not scared of this. Like there's people out there with it. RFID chip in your hand that's tied to your key, and you just boop. And you pay. Or if you're scared about that, if you're scared about getting stuff put into your skin because you're watching too many YouTube videos and they think that there's evil Illuminati lizard aliens out there, okay, cool. You just get a card with a QR code on it. Boop, and you pay. And the majority of your money is kept in your kind of like your hot wallet or your Lightning node, for example, and the small minority of the money that you're going to spend on a day-to-day basis is put in your hot wallet or your Lightning node, and then the large majority of your money is kept in your cold storage. I think that we'd probably see a few side chain coins acting like colored coins on the Bitcoin blockchain. But yeah, I think that technology and innovation will help Bitcoin scale to be able to handle all these things. Now, is it possible that we take a slightly different approach and we do legitimately have other blockchains for different purposes? Like, yeah, and I'm totally fine with that. So crypto would be an exclusively first world currency. Well, no, I think that's the beauty of cryptocurrency is that anybody with a cell phone and a satellite connection can participate. And if we can get the goddamn United Nations, for example, to quit telling third world countries that they need to use green energy and not be allowed and stop trying to deny them the access or breathing down their neck with this global warming crap that they can't use gas and coal and oil, the same thing that allowed first world countries to become first world countries. I mean, it's really genocidal, dude. Like what the UN is attempting to do to third world countries. I mean, Africa, for example, is screaming for industrialization, and they deserve that opportunity. They're screaming for industrialization. Like we could see in Africa the industrialization that we've seen in South America, and they're screaming for that. But the UN's like, oh no, the global warming and so you use like green energy that you can't afford. It's absolute bullshit, dude. And the fact that they paint it in this like we're passionate or sympathetic like light is it's the fucking tragedy of our times, dude. Like that really upsets me. Yeah, and so I mean the blockchain's on the satellite, dude. Wouldn't it be hard for people living in Africa to adopt crypto compared to paper money? Well, no. I mean, look at what central governments have done to paper money in countries like Nigeria, for example. I mean, they overinflate the currency. Like once you give, like the problem there is central banking, because then the government can issue fiat currency. And then you have the IMF step in and give them loans that they can't afford. And then they get their debt maxed out. And then they get utilities privatized instead of allowing local companies to privatize the utilities on their own. And you have government managing everything in the first place. It's just an absolute crapshoot, dude. Like when you give the centralized government control of the monetary supply, you're going to have nothing but absolute chaos in a developing country. So yeah, like having a sound standard of money like Bitcoin that they're not in control of and that they have like legitimately have to use honestly. And the only way that they can manipulate the price of Bitcoin is by attempting to, example sequence is attempting to manipulate the market, which is much harder to do than people seem to think it is. Like market manipulation is really difficult. The reason why is because you have competing economic interests. It's not just like, oh, I got a ton of money and I'm colluded with everybody else with a ton of money. And so we're going to do this. Like, no, like there's people over here with a ton of money, invested interests, and you're going to try and profit, but they are going to not profit from your movement. So they're all working against each other. And this is exactly how how mining works. Mining, there's an economic incentive to mining to finding the block reward. So because of that, you have competing interests moving back and forth. Like everybody's fudding about the fact that China has like 30% of the hashing power. Okay, that's fine. Like it would be very hard for them to spoof the blockchain, almost impossible. The reason why is because you've got so much hashing power elsewhere. And there's economic incentive to be in that space, securing the blockchain. So I think the best thing that Africa could do right now is to say fuck the UN and stop thinking that free money is a gift. It's not. It's debt that they can't repay back. They're getting themselves into an unresolvable situation, and that's exactly what centralized authority wants them to do. The government wants to maintain their structure in the power hierarchy. And so adopting a sound money like Bitcoin, I think, would be one of the best things they can do. That and opening up opening up oil refineries on the natural resources that they have in abundance there, and stop allowing American or first world interests to come in and exploit them. Blockchain sounds great, but wouldn't it be easier for people to just start using the dollar if they are that worried about their government? Well, we'll see what happens, and we'll see what plays out with the dollar over the next decade. So I'm going to take the stance that the dollar is the worst investment that they can make, because the dollar is not a good sound monetary value standard. Again, centralized authority, centralized control, overinflated, debt crisis, can't last, unsustainable. Rico S, it's just a scam. It's as easy as ABC, BSV losing money. Yes, baby, you and me. I like it, man. Sequence says, look what happened in India with mobile. Yep, absolutely right. Lars, it is chill here in Stockholm, man. Wie geht's, mein Bruder? Going to work in 2 hours out in Arlanda Airport. I am so damn sure XRP in a will make me be able to work less in a few years. Yeah. XRP is looking pretty goddamn bullish, man. Sequin, I'll allow that. Let's see. Mastache, we all have changes to own at least 1/10 of BTC. Then you are part of the elite. Yeah, man. That's I'm pretty gosh darn happy just to stack like 0.1 BTC like, a week, like that's pretty nice. Every 2 weeks is fine. Like once a month, like that's okay. Like 0.1 BTC in income trading, cool. I don't have to go back to work. And use XRP, M says. Right on, rock it out, brother. Fuck the UN coming straight from the underground. Hell yeah. All right, so let's look at some of these requests, guys. I got Galaxy and Link. Now, I should have Link open over here. Yeah, here we go, Link, because I've been, it's been pretty good. Now, this is one that we haven't, listen, I'll be honest, like what? You haven't been trading Link? Like, guys, we've been busy. Like, we can't trade everything, okay? Like, yes, but look, Link is pretty fantastic right now. I mean, it's being shilled, like, harder than fucking, like processed cocoa on Twitter. Now, okay, so let's take an objective look at this, though, okay, is what I want to do. So what I want to do is extend this down and see that, okay, that trend line holds there as well. Okay, cool. So... and what I also would like to do is see if I can't get a bigger view. So, okay, so here we are on our VPVR. So again, guys, the majority of accumulation occurred right around this range, and that makes sense. And now we have the run. Now you can see that once we break above, where's our resistance at? Let's move the VPVR over to the left-hand side of the screen so that you guys can see a little bit better. Okay, so where are we at right here? Well, we're establishing a range of accumulation right here and pretty much right here. And below here is low volume nodes. You see that price moved very quickly through there. And then we have a lot of people buying this dip right here. And a lot of them take profit at this point and less take profit at this point. That's okay. Price moves very quickly through the low volume nodes, as we can see here. Boom, cuts down like butter, hangs out here for quite a while. So periods of high volatility followed by that, you'll be pretty well off, guys. High volatility, low volatility, all right, relative price. And again, even on that's the macro scale, look at the micro. Low volatility, high volatility. Low volatility, high volatility. Low volatility, high volatility, all right? These movements always precede each other, guys. And if we look at current price movements, we can see we have low volatility, high volatility, low volatility, high volatility, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So, just being honest, now Link does look overextended to me, guys. We are coming up into historical resistance right around this area right now, and Link does seem to be overextended on the daily chart. We've had a really, really, really good run, guys, but the run cannot go on forever, and we are going to have to see a healthy pullback. Now, if I were really being honest about how I trade this, well, you just go from your swing high to your swing low. Okay, so that's going to be our bigger Fibonacci right here, and I would be looking I would be looking to look back at this when price falls back down to a healthier consolidation period around like 52, 57, which corresponds with the 1.618 fib extension. I already have that drawn, don't I? That's crazy. Which corresponds to the 1.618 Fibonacci extension of this recent local low, local high. Okay. So again, there's a few places that I'm looking at entering. Now, let's say this trend does continue. There's a few ways to play this, guys. You can absolutely wait for this pullback. But again, that's such a long-term play. This is on the daily chart. So you're looking at you're looking at catching this in several months, okay, when the next cycle might begin. And it wouldn't even begin there. You would enter in a period of consolidation. You might even come down to test the 786 at 39.31. So this is just areas that you want to pop alerts for on your chart and areas where you want to start looking at price. But looking at the VPVR, you can see that we have all this massive accumulation right here. And then we're finally able to break, our horizontal resistance right here, which corresponds with the end of the high value area and the beginning of the low volume nodes. You see the price just starts shooting upwards, okay? Now, we are really overextended. We could run a little bit higher, but if that happens, then we're going to be looking at posting all-time highs. And when you're starting to post all-time highs, you generally are biased to assume that all-time highs are going to continue. So looking at the current channel that we're trading in, it's being respected pretty well, guys. Again, on the daily chart. So here's your breakout right here. All right, you test resistance. You're able to wick all the way above it, and then you actually get the break. You actually get the break right here. All right, and this is when you could, again, several ways to factor yourself into the breakout, guys. All right, you can aggressively market buy on the breakout, on the close, okay? Or you can wait for the pullback and enter on the pullback, all right? So we pull back, we hold, resistance turn support, because we are still able to close above our previous daily high closes. And then we just start running, guys. And so now we've established this channel. We're respecting it. It's been respected quite a bit. We consolidated around the 50% mark, pull back to test the bottom end of the channel, shoot up, we wick above it, that's fine. We're looking at candle closes, and we're not closing outside of this channel right now. So until we do close outside of this channel, the idea is that we continue to trade inside the channel. Moving over to the 12-hour to get a little bit of a more surgical look at this, you can see that we come down to that 50% retracement mark, and we bounce right back up. This is how pitchforks work. This is how parallel channels work. Need some water. All right. So again, places that you can see the alerts on my chart. All right, I'm looking for a potential entry when price is able to flirt a little bit closer. This seems kind of like a dead bounce to me, guys. Seems like a little bit of a buy, but it seems to me like we need more of a pullback. Let's see here. Looking at the Fisher transform, we do get a little bit of Class B divergence where we're having an equal top on the Fisher. And yet a higher high posted in price. And we'll just see where the low falls down right here. Again, I'm also looking for the end of the channel to be tested right here. That's really where I'd prefer to get in, because that is also a 618 retracement of that movement. So having a limit order right here to try to catch a tail would be nice. And we'll just see how that gets played out. It gives you a good area for a stop loss too, because you can just see that if whatever time frame you're trading on is able to close outside of the channel, well, then your channel is invalidated. And you're waiting to take, you're looking at longer time frames now. So coming down to the 6-hour chart, seems like, again, like this doesn't look like much of a hold to me right here. Again, I did have this as a potential entry, missed it by a little bit. I guess I could have caught this little bounce right here, like a 3% bounce, but that's really not super worth it to me. A little too risky. It would have been nice if it came up here, obviously, but again, to me, the potential to pull back to the 618 is more likely, because that's really what's happened every one of these movements. If we take a look here, this movement, we really pull back to the 618. So what's to stop, in this movement too? This movement too, we pull back to the 618, okay? So what's to stop this movement from pulling back to the 618 is what seems to make more sense to me. So yeah, congratulations to everybody who got into Link. This is a good trade. Again, let's take a look at. Let's go take a look at Solum. And let's go look at sentiment. That's under C, isn't it? Chainlink. So let's see here. Social media sentiment. Well, social volume change over the last 24 hours. So the amount of people tweeting and talking about Chainlink on social media is down almost 50%. And there really hasn't been a change in sentiment change in the last 24 hours. So what Solium does is, this is a machine learning application. So what they do is they have a database of positive words and negative words, and they're scanning Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, other social medias to see what the social media sentiment is on Chainlink. And really, guys, like, believe it or not, this is actually like one of the most important things you want to look at for what to trade. So like, look here, for example, look at Colossus XT. You can see that, let's see, it's got a social volume of 24 hours of about 58 social media hits. It's up 1,350% on social media, people talking about it, and it's down 3% in price. So generally when you see price down, but rising sentiment, however, we see that the sentiment change is down 100%. So that's kind of weird. But again, these are really important confluences that you want to look out for, guys. When you're seeing price moving down, but social volume moving up, it can either mean one of two things. People are attempting to get it pumped so people can get an entry, or people are trying to shill so that they can access liquidity because they're already bag holding and they want people to buy in and start selling downwards. Alternatively, if you see that price is up and you see that sentiment continues to rise higher and higher, that's generally a good indication that price will rise. If price has reached a consolidation period, the best way I like to do it is that if price is fairly stable in consolidation and you're seeing social media volume rise positively and also sentiment rise positively, you can be fairly sure that that coin's going to be pumped because you've got people that are bag holding now. So again, looking at Chainlink, sentiment down for volume about 50%, but still, sentiment's still fairly high compared to everything, and positive, not super positive. And price change last 24 hours, not drastic because it's wobbled so much. All right. Also, another fantastic resource for the altcoin traders out there is Enroid. So again, we've got more machine learning over here, and what this baby does is it looks at positive or negative correlations in price movement. So if we go to Chainlink, let's see, is Chainlink on here? Maybe it's under link. Or it might not be on here. Chainlink, here we go. So we see that Chainlink is positively corresponded to Mana, Fusion, and SRN. Negatively corresponded to Dogecoin, BlockTix, and XAS, whatever the hell that is. And neutral with S&T, BNT, and PO. So we can look for correlations. So if we see Mana pumping, we can be fairly certain that Chainlink is going to follow it up. Same thing with Fusion. Same thing with Siren token. If we see that Dogecoin is rising and BlockTix is rising and XAS is rising, we can be fairly sure that Chainlink is going to go down. So, like for example, let's pull up our. Is this actually the next? Okay, no. Okay, so like let's look at Doge. It's a 5-minute chart. Let's look at the 12-hour. Let's go to the 6-hour. Yeah, so we can see that the price of Doge has been falling. That's not very surprising looking at alts. But looking at the 6-hour, in the same time period the link has been going up, Doge has been going down. And as we can see, as Doge starts to kind of oscillate here in the past, 24 hours, we can see that Link's price has also kind of faltered out. Going back to Link. All right, looking at that 6-hour chart, just as Doge started to rise, we see that the price of Link starts to falter a little bit. So this is just a tool that you guys can add to your toolkit. Something that I like to do. Are. All right. Let's take a look at the chat. Oh, I guess I didn't give you so hopefully that's, so again, just looking for that heart line to rise, looking to potentially take profits, I guess, if we move up here, and then we can just continue to day trade this puppy, man. Looking at the 1-hour chart, I had posted this out. We're getting falling Fisher pressure right here and lower highs and higher lows. So again, kind of moving into that. Go away. Kind of moving into that tightening pattern right there. And we'll just see where that breaks, bull or bear. Okay. So that would put us right about there. So if we hold true to this, kind of trending there. Now that's typically a bullish continuation pattern. And we're not seeing, let's see here. See, that's a little bit of bullish divergence there where we have a low and then a little bit of a higher low in price and a lower low on the oscillator. So that's hidden continuation divergence. So we'll just take a measured movement of this baby and see what happens if we break bull or bear. So let's say we break out right around here. Well, again, so breaking down bear out of that pattern puts us right there at where I said I was kind of interested. So looking at previous support and also the bottom of the channel and that 618 retracement of this entire movement. Now breaking bull, again, puts us right up about the top of our channel and we'll probably wick up above, which would correspond for this. Now, is this going to hit absolutely? Yeah, probably not. But it's just a good gauge for price. So again, there's a couple ways to do this, guys. You can price yourself into the breakout. So you can be looking to enter at a lower area and set your stop right below the break of this channel, because then you're probably looking to just exit at a small loss and enter in lower. Or you're setting your time frame. Let's say you're on the 60-hour or 60-minute. The 1 hour chart. You're just looking for a hourly close above, set your stop loss right beneath or at the open of that bullish candle. So you got a fairly tight stop loss in case you get faded, and then you can ride that breakout up. 3 ways to price yourself in. Or, I mean, the third way is you're probably going to get a little bit of a pump, then a pullback to test support, and then the pop off. So then you can just buy on the retracement as well. 3 basic ways to buy into a breakout. And then take a look at the chat, and then I'll look at Galaxy. Take your pick, RLC or Link, Charles Eric says. Quarterly. QWERTY. WTF, lol. My linkies stay super stinky. Oh, these guys are funny, man. These guys are funny. Stinky Linky, money in the binky. Wow. Fantastic. QWERTY says $1,000 end of year for Link. Woo, boy. A little over our skis there, but that'd be fantastic for the link holders. Raspberry Pi says Sergey Nazarov is Satoshi. Fwed Adwed says Chainlink cryptocurrency will be worth $1,000 a coin one day. Well, we got the Chainlink bot army pointed at us, guys. Hell yeah, praise Sergey. All right, cool, right on. Link doesn't need Twitter shills to the move. You know what? I like you guys, man. Michael says I'm with Tim Draper for future price predictions. Yeah. Let's see here. Malicious Upload says, what's up with the EOS BitMEX chart? We'll take a look at it here in just a second. Chainlink is a 2-man team led by a well-known Russian scammer. Weren't you just talking about how Chainlink was awesome, though? I don't know. Yeah, we got 4chan in the house, man. What do I think about the long-term prospects of Link? I don't know. I don't really know the fundamentals of most altcoins, man. I think they're probably trying to be. It seems to me like they're trying to be Bitcoin, and you know, Bitcoin seems like it's doing a pretty damn good job. Say he, man. Hey, thanks for joining the stream. Absolutely no problem, man. I like to be asked questions. I like to be grilled on my perspective, man. It helps strengthen me and where I'm at, man. Have a great day. Let's see here. Long-term prospects is another conference next to. Oh man, I love you guys. Come around more often. You guys are making it fun. Do BTC USD. Hey man, just rewind the tape. I did BTC for like an hour. Light Yagami says thank you. Jesse Greenwood says 4chan is here. What's up, 4chan in the house, man? B-Tard's in the house. Michael says, I see you're on Steemit. What do you think long-term on Steem? I like Steem. I really do. I think it's a good platform. I'd like to see what DTube does in the future. Listen, you know, I when SBD pumped pretty significantly, like, you know, above $12, took some profits, sold a lot of my Steem when it was fairly high. And But yeah, I continue to stack Steam right now. It's at a very low price, and I think it's cool. Do I think it's gonna like have a massive like rise in price? No, but I really like the Steam platform, man. Like I like the way it works. Like, is it gonna be like the ultimate implementation? Like I think there's a lot better ways that Steam could be better. I think they could take a lot of books from like Reddit, but yeah, I mean, I like the Steam platform, and I think that I think that it could continue as long as they're able to improve on what they're doing. Then they'll be all right, because it's cool right now. But you know, I'm noticing that you know, Steam, it's got a lot of applications. You know, you have a lot of individuals that are coming online in India using it, and I think that's fantastic. Tapping into like the emerging market is really cool. Link is the token for a decentralized Oracle network. It's not meant to be a currency. Okay, then again, my question is like, why does there have to be monetary value behind the token that runs the blockchain? There doesn't have to be. I mean, you can carry out a decentralized Oracle network without monetary value behind it. The creation of a token, there doesn't have to be monetary value behind it. And that's the problem with altcoins. Like you can just fund your decentralized Oracle network with Bitcoin, which is actually meant to be money. There's a lot of evidence supporting Sergei as Satoshi. Could be. Charles Eric Rolf, I may have a biz post to help you out a bit, get you a few subs maybe. Hey, happy for the help, man. What are my thoughts on BitTube? I don't really know anything about it, man. BTC USD, dude, come on. All right, I'll give you the 30-second TLDR. Okay, so here's BTC USD on Coinbase. Looks like a potential head and shoulders inverted head and shoulders pattern, but I'm not really feeling it because we've got this long period of consolidation that makes us look like the hunchback of Notre Dame. Inverted head and shoulders period. Now a measured movement from that would, again, as I've said, put us right back up here, taking a measured move here. Put us up on the breakout. Let's say we break out here of around 5,900, 6,000, which I would like to see. I think we probably move further down than we move further up right now. I've got some strong resistance right here. Looking at the 5-minute chart, we just can't really seem to break that resistance. Can't really seem to break that resistance. And because we seem to be in a range-bound consolidation period, more than likely safer in your short as we move to the downside. You can always keep a tight stop and then buy the breakout of the movement to the upside, guys. Right now, fairly neutral. Looking at sentiment. Sentiment is always neutral. I will not have clearer information on the sentiment of institutional investors until the new Commitment of Traders report comes out on Tuesday, and that will be correlated to data on Friday. Because it's meant to be used to pay node operators, stake by node operators as collateral. Again, I think you could probably do that with Bitcoin. Link is a meme coin, but unlike Doge, it's not meant to be one. Link is the meme. I literally started 2 biz threats on this stream. Appreciate it, guys. Let's see. The Link token will be used to like I get it. I understand that, but I'm just saying, like, projects looking to use Chainlink will need a Chainlink balance. So you're basically creating a project. Again, you're basically creating a project. They're basically creating a project where people are going to have to like buy into this specialized token to be able to utilize the platform, putting up a huge barrier to entry and just allowing a tradable asset to become speculated upon by early investors in the project or people with inside information. And you're creating a barrier by Bitcoin to just be able to get in there and interface with the network. Again, you can do all of that without creating a currency that's worth money. That's the problem with altcoins, is that they're trying, like, the reason they're creating currencies, like, they can do whatever projects they want. They can implement them as side chains on Bitcoin if it really was like a fantastic project. BTC LTC dash DGB NAM. Steve Brule. That's too much, man. Already did BTC. That's too much, man. Gotta hit that super chat up. The token needs to be separate from others. If it used BTC and totally crashes, it would affect the network, not if it was on a sidechain. Again, not if it was on a sidechain. I mean, listen, I'm not saying that they're full of shit. I'm not saying that these altcoins don't work, but you're going to run into problems from the SEC. No problem, Radman. You're gonna run into problems from the SEC if they ICO'd, because that's pretty much an unregistered, unlicensed security. So we're already seeing them start to beef up their stuff, and I don't think that these ICOs that haven't been hit yet are safe. You are wrong about the token. They have fiat relays, so people will buy with whatever currency they want, and the token is handled in the background. You don't get it. I probably don't, man. Yeah, I clearly don't get it. I clearly don't get it. I clearly don't get why the emphasis is on. But the thing, okay, so here's the thing. Like, I'm supportive of new technologies that are trying to be implemented in the space. And whether they rise or fall or win or fail will be traded upon in the marketplace. But don't confuse your guys' bullishness about the Link platform with the price action that's occurring, because this is speculation. All right, this is speculation. This is traders getting into a coin, pumping it up, getting profit, the market responding, continuing to move higher, is not necessarily linked to the fundamentals of a coin. My FUD has been debunked already. I mean, again, like, I'm not trying to say that I know a lot about Link. Like, I don't know shit all about the fundamentals of Link. I know a lot about the fundamentals of BTC. And I think that the most pressing problem in the world right now is establishing a stable currency. So, is the Link project, could it be successful? Well, yeah, you could say the same thing about all these other platforms, because just making platitudes of how fantastic or great this is going to the project doesn't really mean anything. I mean, it's going to be debated in the open market, and the price will rise and fall based on the value that it finds therein. But cryptocurrency is in this slag where cryptocurrency itself, really spearheaded by Bitcoin, is trying to establish itself as a fair market value price for individuals. Oh, that's cool, man. Listen, yeah. So let me just say, like, I don't know a lot about Link fundamentals. It's just not my bag. That's not what I do here. I'm a trader. But sausage links are good. But if it rises to the top on its own merits, fantastic, man. I am excited about technological innovation in this space. I think it helps push us forward, and that if there is valid, then why only Chainlink? If there, I don't know what you're responding to there. But if there's validity to their concept and their project and it gets adopted, then we'll see that. And that'll be fantastic, man. And what you guys are doing, early investors in a project, speculators, play a valuable role in the marketplace, because they allow a project that they have faith in, that they're investing in. It gives them economic incentive to help that project grow. And that's what I'm trying to do for Bitcoin, man. Because I want to see the world have a good, stable, decentralized currency. All right, so I said I'd look at Galaxy like a freaking hour ago. And Galaxy I shall do. Galaxy Digital Holdings. Look at this fund, baby. Let's look at the daily chart. Oh, Novogratz. Oh, you kid. A lot of gapping on this price. Well, kind of looks like, except for the drastic rise and fall, I'm not gonna lie, this kind of looks like the compound fulcrum that Bitcoin was trading in for a long time, basically since the initial drop down to 6,000. Well, we could take the tips. We could take the tippy tips. All right, so pretty extreme volatility, and then we've got a lot of gapping, price moving up, price moving down, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't take a genius to see price moving up, price moving down. Get to the point, dude. All right, cool. Let's see. Well, where's the volume at? So most of the action happening right here, guys, in this tight consolidation range. Generally, when you see that, that's letting you know that price is going to make a fairly drastic move. Trading down at $1.69, so a pretty significant decline, guys. So we had this pump, probably on positive bullish news, and now we're down like 73%. 73%? That sounds like Bitcoin price. Oh my God. And now we've got a tighter channel. All right, cool. I can get with that. Don't want to do any wishful thinking here, but it seems like that's a better line. Yeah, it seems like that's a better line of fit. Actually, a descending triangle. And then we broke bear, man. I mean, just going off that triple test of support where price rallied once, twice, 3 times. And then we broke down, actually had a daily close below it, a wick back up to test resistance, support as resistance, and we fell right back down, guys. So generally when that happens, we're looking for price to continue to move down. Looking at daily closes. We get daily closes. We're closing higher than yesterday's daily close. So in the short term, that generally means that we can expect a little bit of bullish growth, but none of this is super impressive. You've got low volume nodes all above us. Okay, so a lot of people did a lot of buying here. And then once we fall into those low volume nodes, price moves very quickly through low volume nodes until we hit high volume nodes. No, I don't want that. Hey, no problem, guys. Thanks for joining us, man. Let's see here. Mike Novogratz is into a coin called Engine. Can you check it out if you have the time? Yeah, sure. I'll take a look at it. Start from August 1st. Prior to August 1st, it wasn't Galaxy. Okay, what was it prior to August 1st? A reverse takeover to company on the TSX. IPO on TSX was at $2.80. Well, we're looking at it on the TSXV. No problem, Michael. Do this every morning, man. Bear market incoming. Maybe. $457 people watching, then that means we got the, oh yeah, somebody turned the bot army on us, guys. That does happen from time to time. You know, I'm pretty stable. I pull about 50 to 100 viewers on my own, but then once in a while, I don't know, somebody flips a goddamn switch. It goes from like 500 to 1,000, man. Oh, Kirby, the entire crypto market is bullish. Could have just formed the bottom before this moves higher for funding. It could, man. Talking about XRP. Talking about XRP. So again, like you're just kind of in that, like just looking at Galaxy, I mean, so here's September, August 1st. Yeah, IPO'd the company, all right? Here's what you're talking about. And then you just had this nice big rally up for investors, right? And they definitely like took their profits on that. 60% jump. 60% jump in the course of a week with gap movements up. And then you just trail down, consolidate for a little bit, and then you just continue trading within the bounds of this descending triangle, which is a bearish pattern. And again, we broke bear. And so, again, we just continue to move bear until we see a break to the upside. I mean, right now, I mean, you know, you got the short signal right here, and you would have continued to stay short through this entire movement. Actually, you would have got the short signal like way back in September, and you would have got some drawdown, but you would not have exited your position because you're not closing above your short. It would have kept you in there, and then that eventually would have paid off for you. So, yeah, not a lot of volatility, man. Not a lot of volatility. Now, again, this is kind of the thing. Like we've got room below us. We've got significant room below us, guys, but that's the prior company that I guess they took over, right? So really all the volume started, the significant volume anyways, really started after that IPO, a takeover of that company as you're referring to. So, I mean, below this range, I mean, there's nothing below us, so you can't predict when price is going to turn around. That's an area where technical analysis doesn't help you out. Mostly you can say is just basically free fall, man. All right, guys. Well, it is 1 o'clock, and I'm starving, and I've been doing this for 2 hours. So we're going to go ahead and get off of here. Looking at Bitcoin, nothing's still really happening, guys. Still looking at pretty much just adding to the short positions on these overbought positions, man. And then, we'll put our stop right up here at resistance, and then, if this breaks bull, then we can take it to the long side, guys. Again, if you're wanting to bet to the move to the upside, that's fine. You can aggressively market buy the breakout. You can wait for the pullback, or you can start entering now. But again, where do you set your stop if you're trying to go to the long side? Like where do you set it? Like, do you set it here? Do you set it here? Do you set it here? I mean, that's the problem with trying to take a long position in this type of market scenario. Looking at Ethereum, guys, it's just not a fairly interesting day in the big coins. And when that happens, altcoins pump. So today, exciting day for altcoins. XRP, looking good, man. Momentum really falling, slowing momentum, slowing volume on the downslope. 4 inside of 1. That's a bullish candlestick pattern right now. We've now got a 4 inside of 1 on the 6-hour chart compared to our last bullish, big bullish candle right here. Litecoin, looking at the 6-hour chart. Kind of got that same 4 inside 1 pattern, and we'll see if we just get a 6-hour break to the downside. Looks like we've got experiencing one potentially right now, so looks like we could go a little bit further, but again, lowering volume on Litecoin. Looks like the bears are kind of running out of steam. So all we got to see right here is if longs are going to get stopped out, that means price has to move down a little bit. That's probably what's happening right now. Shorts, this is mostly shorts taking profit, guys. So we're just going to have to wait and keep an eye on sentiment to let us know if the shorts are going to stack back up on their shorts, or whether the longs are actually going to step in and buy up the fucking dip, man. Yeah, live chat, always more fun than Tumbleweed Town, man. You got me. Thank you so much for joining us today. I just looked at LTC. There you go, brother. Charles Eric Rolf. Hey, appreciate the sub, man. Hope to see you in here. We do this every morning at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right, guys. Got to pay the bills real quick. So if you guys like what you see, if you support the show, just point that browser right on over to cryptocurrency.com, and we'd love to see you in our Discord. This nice, beautiful blue button right here that even lights up when you hover over it. Fantastic motion right there, guys. Click that. It'll bring you to our Discord. Feel free to post your charts, ask for information, take place in our bounties, airdrops, giveaways, little fun like meme contests, all that cool stuff, blah, blah, blah. If you want to keep me on the air, Scott worked hard on the merch store, guys. He worked hard on the logo, guys. Pick up a t-shirt, shirt for the lovely lady in your life, backpack, ball cap. I'm quite fond of the backpack myself. And if you are interested in taking place on our premium signals and one-on-one mentorship program, then you can click on trading services and see what we have to offer. Or if you just want to drop us a line, make sure to click on contact us, fill out our contact us form, or you can always hit us at contact@crackingcryptocurrency.com, guys. All right. Thank you so much for joining the live stream today. Make sure you guys go check out Your Crypto Daily News, proud partners of the show. If you guys want to participate in cool airdrops and bounties and giveaways, also go check out Crypto Coins. And yeah, all the information is in the Discord, man. You guys have been lovely. Thank you so much, guys. Peace out. Play that outro.